I'm not afraid to take a stand. Everybody, come take my hand. Move this road together through the storm.
Whatever weather comes to war. Hey, that was an unreal entrance.
Hey, yeah. That, weirdly, I can't even believe I just made that up off the top of my head, that entrance, because that leads us right into our first topic.
Yeah. I mean, someone did that. We'll post the video on our Instagram so people can see what we're talking about. But essentially, there's this guy who's in a pretty crowded airport, and he's just, freedom of speech. Dude just wants to start singing. And there's like security there, like people are staring at him. It looks like he's about to announce like a bomb threat. And instead, he just starts belting the lyrics of Not Afraid by Eminem.
Yeah, dude, it looked like a pretty casual situation. Like they were probably telling him he was doing something wrong, or no, sir, I know you've asked 100 times, but you can't get this flight. I'm sorry. Some shit like that. And then you're like, oh man, he looks like he's about to go to ballistic. And he just turns around and just starts screaming Eminem. And he sings like the entire song incorrectly, kind of like I did right there at the end, because I don't know all the lyrics. And he's like looking around like trying to like see if people are like getting down with his vibe, if they like understand what he's saying. And everyone's just like, dude, we are not joining in with you. No. It's a crowded airport. It's crowded. He is desperately fighting for one person to sing along. I mean, he's doing that thing where he's trying to like throw his hands up, get the people excited. He's looking around, trying to make eye contact with every single person there, hoping that one person feels just awkward enough to like join in. And he's just getting nothing from the crowd. It's like, it's not good for him. Because at that point too, you're like, I already see people are recording me. I might as well just go for it. And he went for it, and it didn't pay off one bit. Like, people are walking by him, they're like, dude, I don't even get it.
He still had more crowd hype than a Smoke Perp concert.
I don't know what that is.
You don't even know who that is. That's fair. No wonder you gave zero reaction. I was like, oh, am I already losing him on internet?
I got new internet. We should talk about that.
Did you actually?
Yeah, well, so apparently the equipment I had was not even good enough for a dinosaur to use. It was so old. I have Spectrum, and I called in, and I was like, you know what? My Wi-Fi, through the beginning of the week or end of the week last week was working fine. And so I called Spectrum. They're like, no, you should definitely keep your appointment. First of all, somebody comes over, and it's somebody that grew up in my neighborhood that I knew like 15 years ago. So I was like, well, welcome to my house. I never thought I'd invite you in, but here you go. And he was like, well, your first problem is we haven't sold anybody this equipment for like 3 years. So that was it. So no more issues. Long story short, dong on titties. We're good.
I mean, you've never sounded better. I mean, I would do your voice.
Do my voice.
I am.
Oh, I thought you meant you would imitate it, but you meant.
Oh no, I meant like in.
You should try to imitate my voice really quick.
Yeah,
2 seconds.
Yeah, oh yeah. So if Drake, I don't know. I don't even think this is a getting old factor, but everyone knows, when I slept wrong on my neck, like I slept wrong on my back, I'm sore the next day. So I went to bed on Saturday, sober man, just ready to wake up on Sunday.
Yeah.
And
hoping to wake
I
up on
woke
Sunday.
up at like 6:30 to being like, something's not okay. And I like went to shoot up out of bed, and I had this searing pain. This is not Europe, from my top vertebrae, and it just it's been shooting like out both sides to like my shoulders, a little bit up and then a little bit down my back, and it has made life the past 48 hours almost at this point just miserable.
It's in your spine.
It could be. I'm not a doctor. I've been undiagnosed. But like, also, I don't sleep in an abnormal position. I sleep like on my back or on my side. I mean, there's not really many other places you can sleep.
I sleep on my chest. Do you have cameras?
In my room watching me sleep?
Yeah, like paranormal. Dude, Frank or Jazzy could be. Because
Dude,
I get that, though.
maybe
It's
she's
like you don't
voodooing
have to
me.
do much.
Maybe she has a little voodoo doll at night
Little
right before I go to bed. She's like, oh,
poking on
tomorrow
you.
should be good. And then she's like, oh, he should be
Well, it's
fine
gonna
when he
be
wakes
good.
up.
Yeah. That's for sure possible. I've always thought that she might be the voodoo type.
Yeah,
Since I met her that one time.
100%. Vibes are out there. But yeah, it's made
But,
life pretty hard the past
dude,
little bit. I'm not a fan.
those things are actually they're usually like a 48 to like 72-hour thing of
Yeah, it's like an
straight
ordeal.
pain. Because I had one in my neck once for no reason, and I was like, oh man, this kind of hurts. And then I just kept trying to, that like when you kind of feel it, you're like, I just need to crack my neck. Well,
Yeah.
I did, and it ended up being like there's a reason that it felt like that, and I shouldn't have cracked it. And then for like 48 hours, I was like, I'm never gonna be the same again.
No,
and it's
and
awful.
I didn't think I mean, I still don't think I might be. I mean, I can't even run around. My dog thinks I'm like, injured.
He
I mean,
smells
I don't.
death.
Well, I was thinking, I was like, honestly, he probably doesn't think much.
Well, dogs can sense death, so if he's acting weird,
Yeah. But yeah, I think we were able to find a couple headlines this week. So we got kind of a little bit of a rundown for our audience where, we don't want to delve too deep, but we want to at least let people know what's going on, that, what's happening in today's world. So I went out there and used my college degree that's made me $0 in my life of journalism. And I found a woman who is addicted to eating toilet rolls. She says she eats around 75 sheets of paper every single day.
like the whole roll of toilet paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, but she only eats 75 sheets per day. It
Well.
doesn't say if it's single or double ply, but she said it's like cracked. She said it's like crack to her. Keisha from Chicago appeared on a TV show which delves into people's strange addiction to spread awareness about her unusual habit known as xylophagia, sounds hot, an eating disorder involving the consumption of paper. The 34-year-old says she has been eating toilet paper for the last 23 years. So, I mean, she's in her Jordan year of eating toilet paper.
Well, obviously, this is insane, but if she is eating this amount a day, she's got it down to a science, it's kind of nuts, right?
Yeah.
So the body like can break down a ton of stuff. I mean, like I have septic, so it's like that breaks down toilet paper. So she's got to have I don't have 75 sheets of toilet paper in there a day though.
What brand do you think she's eating?
I bet she's eating the good shit. Like
I feel like she might be like an Angel Soft or something.
Yeah, Charmin. She's like, oh, my hiney's clean.
Just,
those bears love to shit and wipe their ass and tell everybody about it.
Those bears straight floss, do the like stripper floss with the toilet paper.
Dude, yeah, and they walk around the house and they're like, oh, guys, is there any leftover toilet paper on my shitty ass?
Yeah, they do it in a commercial, make millions of dollars. I do it in a public park, and now I'm on a list.
Now you can't go back home because you can't go to the state of Maine.
Yeah, so there's that.
This one's good though. Well, it's awful,
is.
But it's a headline.
We going with the next one right on the list.
Yeah,
love that. So, do you like your penis, Drake?
It's probably one of my favorite things.
Yeah, I mean mine's serviceable at the very most. So it'd be a shame if you were to lose said wang.
Yes, especially on accident.
Exactly. And a person at Arizo San Donato Hospital had that happen to them in November. So the procedure took place after their urologist incorrectly diagnosed the patient with a cancerous tumor 1 month before the amputation happened. That surgeon is now being investigated by the country's top health officials. So the good news for that guy is he wasn't already getting, penis work done by the top health official. It was done by some mid doctor.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, if there's one thing that I'm gonna make sure happens when I'm getting my dong checked out, it's that the best dong checker is gonna check my dong.
100%. And if the dong checker's saying, your dong might need to potentially get de-donged, I'm gonna say I'm gonna need a second. I'm gonna say I need a second opinion on that. On that dongoscopy.
I'm gonna say there's got to be a better dong-a-teer than you.
Yeah, I mean, this is god dong awful.
So anyways, he got it. He's got no penis, right?
He's got no penis. I mean,
He's got no penis, and he didn't have cancer.
Yeah, and he didn't have cancer. So that's another thing. Just to be like someone being like, "Hey, you have a tumor." That's terrifying news.
Yeah.
And then if you found out it's on, your moneymaker, well, you can't legally make money, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, that just ruins everything.
So two things. Your first question is, can you take it off without removing at least my entire penis? Because if we're going to be real, for men, there's only one important part of it. I just need the end of it.
Yeah.
Can you leave the end of it? I don't care how big it is. Just leave the end.
I'm thinking the whole shaft's gone, and the guy just has two nuts hanging like they're two coconuts ready to fall off the tree.
And a doorknob.
Yeah, they're truck nuts. Just every. Can you imagine if your friend was like, "Yo, look at me, dude"? You looked over and they had their pants pulled down, and they just had they were literally as flat as a Barbie with two nuts there. I mean,
he's just.
I mean, that's
a good party trick.
That's just a different type of situation that I don't ever want to be in.
I'd be in it once.
Yeah,
but never again.
No.
The other question is, how much money would it take for you to get your dong chopped off and be okay with it?
Do I get my little tippy tip like you said, or are we talking Ken doll?
I mean, I guess you can say both. I mean, I would say Ken doll. The only thing is, I have a daughter, so it's like, I already have one kid, but I don't have a boy yet to carry the name on. So like, if you don't have a kid, then the price is probably a little higher.
True.
And honestly,
I'm gonna say like $250. I'm just kidding.
I thought you were gonna say 250 mil, and I was gonna be like, possibly if nobody knows about it.
I'm thinking like $5 billion. I mean,
billion?
Yeah, it's got to be so much money that I never have to think about money ever again. If you're gonna,
that's true, because then the rest of your life is probably just uncomfortable. Like, you could have $5 billion or like $1 billion, and then if you're uncomfortable all the time, you're like the dude from Game of Thrones.
Well, let's say to be fair, nowadays some people are paying to get their penis chopped off. I might as well get paid to get mine.
Well, I guess what you could do is get yours chopped off, get $5 billion, get yours chopped off, and just get the other thing installed, so you have at least some sort of.
Oh, dude, I would have such
makeshift pleasure box.
I would have such a good vagina for sure.
Prove it.
I'll stand up. So the NFL Combines this week, I haven't really paid attention to it. I feel like they used to televise it a lot harder, and nowadays it's just not. It's more just you check in on Twitter and Instagram and all that and stuff.
Well, for the most part, it's pointless. I think you have years of footage on most of these guys, unless it's Zach Wilson or some shit, Trey Lance. Those guys randomly get drafted high because they think they see potential of playing against people that people that are never going to be in the NFL.
Yeah.
But like CJ Stroud, they're like, he had one of the best pro days ever. He's like, dude, yeah, he was thrown to fucking air against air. It's like there's probably a handful of guys in the combine that it ends up being beneficial for. It's like, oh, he was actually a little faster than I thought.
Yeah, I saw a tweet and it was like this CJ Stroud throw with like a face I couldn't describe it, so I did it. and he threw like a 60-yard bomb, but by the time it hit the receiver slowed down for the last 5 yards. The first comment was like that's picked like 9 times out of 10 in the NFL.
Yeah,
but that's not even what I want to talk about.
No, there's something slightly more important with CJ Stroud that he said, because there's a lot of interviews they have to go through during this process.
Yeah, and NFL teams will ask some crazy shit. I mean, a lot of people get asked about their girlfriend. People get asked about their sexuality, what they eat, like all their gym habits, crazy shit. But a pretty average question that everyone gets is, who are your role models? And there's not a lot of people you can say that. All right, there's not really many wrong answers. Yeah. And they asked CJ Stroud, who are your role models? And he said Michael Vick and Deshaun Watson. So the guy that fought dogs and the guy that, masseuses the masseuse.
Yeah, so, and he tried to give a little explanation. And, I think he did a good job of kind of walking it back, but at the same time, it's like, man, maybe you should go with Lamar Jackson or something. Like, that dude's spotless and he's great. Patrick Mahomes.
He had a lot of options.
Everyone liked Mike Vick because he was kind of the first type of quarterback to do all that type of shit and be awesome at it. And he has gotten his reputation back a little bit, but it's probably not the best answer because he went to prison for fighting dogs, which everybody loved. And then Deshaun Watson, it's that's an ongoing problem. But it's not something that happened 10 years ago. It's like any day now something else could come back out about.
Yeah,
Deshaun Watson.
The Deshaun part was definitely the best one because, like you just said, I mean, they could still come out with something much worse that he did in a month, and then it's oh yeah, I mean, he said that.
Yeah. What was it? So it's I think they're at 26 total with Deshaun Watson. It's what's the limit to where CJ Stroud's okay, well he's not my it's 27's okay, 28, 29 we're getting close.
Yeah, it's 40 if he touches 42 women, I'm going to have to draw a line.
Yeah, you know what? I always knew there was something weird about this guy.
Yeah, my name's Hunter and my role models are Kevin Spacey and Kanye West. They're good at what they do.
Yeah, that's it. Talent. Well, that's did you see what Deion Sanders said about his recruiting process?
No.
He said
I'm curious.
He said that when he's looking at I don't know if it was offensive linemen or defensive backs, but he said when he's looking at a certain couple positions, he's I'm looking to go into the home, and they got a good home, 2 parents, this, that, the other thing, and that sparked controversy. It's that's the typical stereotype that he should be trying to get away from. But he was when I'm looking at defensive linemen, he's it's awful. He's I want them to be hungry, not knowing where their next meal's coming from, single parent household, and everyone's what the fuck is on?
Dude, when he does work, so.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, that's prime, but yeah, everybody was you're working with the narrative, man.
Yeah, I'm from a 2-parent household. I've never gotten one call about getting drafted.
Good point. We should.
If there was a war, though, I bet I could make the military before a lot of people.
What would you do? Just get drafted.
Hopefully, not have to shoot anyone.
Because you don't want to, or
I think they would see my on paper stats and they'd be like, that guy probably bangs out. But then when I got out there, I think it would be kind of a in the moment on the course situation where I wouldn't be able to handle myself.
Yeah, I think a lot of people probably think they'd be able to get out in the battlefield, do some damage, but you don't. There's no respawning.
No, shout out, no. Shout out our veterans, 100%.
100%. We
can't do that.
Back the vets.
100%. What else we got here? Oh, speaking of me dying, I'm also dying because I'm tall. What's going on here? So, tall people apparently just live monumentally less than the shorter gentlemen.
Yeah, I don't. Shout out shorter. It's what did I say? Short King Spring. Yep. It's coming up, baby.
That was awesome. Yeah, that made me.
Yeah, it said. Thank you. That's the only reason I do this podcast every week. Check.
Yeah. You're lucky that camera doesn't go lower.
I'm
sorry.
Anyway, we'll save that for when we stop rolling.
Yeah, cut that.
But yeah, it said something like short people live longer. I don't know. I wonder if that's like a blood thing or like it's just. I mean, you live longer unless I just started doing hard drugs. I live longer unless I start.
You're like a tall person who's like clean and healthy, and then you have a short person who's doing 3 different strands of black tar heroin. They're like, why aren't I living longer?
Yeah. I'm gonna drive this research the opposite direction.
Oh my god, should we just devote the rest of our life to like skewing data?
That if we would, so we'd have to find what it is and just like go hardcore opposite. So like whatever that is, like so one of them was like kind of stupid, but it was like if you drink more water, you'll live longer. It's like, okay, I'm gonna drink no water ever again for the rest of my life, but I'm gonna do everything else that I need to do.
We're gonna have to eat like 8 sticks of celery per hour just to stay alive if we're not drinking water.
I'm not touching water ever again, and I'm gonna drink a lot of Diet Coke.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
So we'll see. The viewers will know if this is right once we die.
Yeah.
Once one of us dies.
Yeah, once someone dies, just slide, or once I die, just slide into my DMs. Let me know what you thought of the episode, and it'll be hopefully we were pretty good by then.
R.I.P. Hunter, great pod. You were totally right.
You were tall, so no wonder you died.
Yeah, tall equals R.I.P.
Yeah. And the way I'm feeling, take me.
Yeah, you got them crusty eyes from them contacts.
Yeah. So you said Drake here. You said you trying to bring back MySpace? What's going on here?
So I don't even remember. I think I was like scrolling through Twitter and I saw something that said remember back, when everybody wanted to be this girl on MySpace. And there was like a couple like poster children. There was a poster
that sounds
child.
Weirder when you say it like that.
Children, yeah. That like, now there's influencers everywhere, but back then there was like accidental influencers that didn't get any money or anything. It was just like everybody knew kind of who they are, and I was like, then it just kind of got me down like a MySpace rabbit hole, and I was like, started looking up Tom. Remember Tom? He was your first and only friend, and then I was like, man, MySpace was like, that was where I used to get all my music first, because it wasn't Spotify where everything just opens up now. It's like I would like look up T-Pain, and I remember like buy you a drink before it was on the radio, and I'm like, did I do something here? I found this song and it's great. And then you would have your top friends, and you want to stir up a little bit of drama.
Dude, imagine that nowadays. Imagine top friends nowadays, and you can only put 8 up there. Oh my god, there would be absolute warfare.
I want the drama. That's the drama I want, and especially like I don't enjoy celebrity drama unless it's like really stupid, like that Selena and Hailey Bieber drama. I don't actually know what's going on. I just know that I like Selena Gomez, and but like that like little like I miss like early Twitter and MySpace when it was only your friends on your feed and that people were going back and forth at each other.
That's what I'm saying. I just want to see people argue and say a bunch of stupid shit where nothing goes too far, but it's just like you like to see who can literally verbally assault the other one better. It's all mind games, like, because thinking of like arguing with someone or like getting in a verbal warfare, it's an art. I mean, you got to be witty, you got to be on the spot, and you got to work them.
I think I might have sent this to you. I'm not sure, but it said it was like a meme, and it was a picture of Jason Bateman, and it's probably like the perfect person to do it. And it was like, arguing with me is pointless because I knew I lost 27 minutes ago, but now I'm just trying to piss you off. Yeah. It's like I knew I was wrong, but now my point is just to get on your nerves.
Yeah, now I'm just gonna be condescending and short and just make you just you're not gonna feel like a winner. I'll tell you that.
Yep, just keep them in the conversation just a little bit. But yeah, if there's anything we can do, because I actually Googled MySpace and it was like unrecognizable. Like I have, we used to make your own profile. You would go to a different website and copy this fat ass URL or whatever and paste it in, and then you'd refresh your page and it'd be this sick
Wow.
Ohio State or
Yeah.
LeBron background or something.
I just went to myspace.com and it's like kind of like msn.com. It's got like a bunch of like headlines and like stuff.
Like
But then you
musicians
can
and shit.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's random.
Very random. All right, cool. Do you want to get into our drafty poo?
I'd love that. What are we doing today?
We tried to get a little broader with it. I'm tired of getting I'm just tired of losing, man. I'm just a fucking loser at this
I'm
point.
gonna be straight up here. I'm trying to lose. Yeah, I think it's a better idea. Rather, I think when we do some of these other drafts, we have a really good idea who and what and when is going to be picked. Maybe other than the animal one, there was like a couple that we kind of knew, but when we do stuff like this, overrated things, it's so broad. You might like something that I think's overrated and vice versa, but it just depends on who's voting and stuff too. So we're gonna kind of like start to broaden this out a little bit, and we're gonna go overrated things.
Pretty excited for it.
Yes.
Do I think I'm gonna win? No, but I think it's just so broad. It's gonna be going so many different directions that, I mean, hum till you come at this point,
dude. Because somebody could end up getting the best pick for the audience, like number 5.
It could be the last pick. I have no idea.
Yeah.
So, I mean, without further ado, I'm ready. Should we flip a virtual coin or something?
Yeah, do it on your phone, and show. You can call it in the air. Okay. Ask Siri to flip a coin.
Wait, does it work like that?
Yeah, just hold it down and ask her to flip a coin. I do it all the time. And before you to ask her, call it.
Okay, I'm saying heads.
Okay.
I gotta tell Siri to shut up. Hey Siri, flip a coin. It was heads.
All right, there we go. It
bada
is
bang,
heads.
Bada boom, baby boo.
Hunter's got the number 1 pick, a boo boo.
Which in this, it just doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, it could, depending on if we have anything close to being the same, but I have no idea.
Okay.
So it's just cool.
All right. So for my number 1 overall pick for the most overrated things in the world, round 1, pick 1, I'm going to go with Euphoria.
Okay.
That show on HBO. I've seen, it's extremely popular. I know Zendaya's in it, and she's making $1 million per episode of Euphoria, by the way, which is wild. But I tried to watch like an episode of that with my fiance, and I like threw up in my mouth twice. And then it's just like a bunch of kids doing heroin and just getting fucked up. And it's
which we had a quick conversation about this before, and I'm sure there's places like that. Nowhere that I fucking grew up, but no, or at least I wasn't part of that crew. but yeah, I tried to watch that with Sarah a couple of years ago on like a Sunday, and we were all hungover, so we had like the Sunday blues a little bit. We watched an episode and we're like, what the fuck? We're like so sad now. So
and it's all high school kids just getting depressed and fucked up. I was like, who wants to watch this?
It was very popular for when it's on, but like I wasn't on that because I didn't watch it. So that could be a good pick. We'll see. My number 1 pick is going to be fireworks.
Fireworks?
I fucking hate fireworks. I feel like it's like that's like a big celebration. People like 4th of July. First of all, they're basically all the fucking same. I like it better when they mess it. Like, there's videos of people messing up fireworks and all 4,000 go off at one time on accident rather than staying for 15 minutes and see what I'm going to see. And then my ears hurt. And then there's fucking traffic. And then my dog runs away.
Fair.
Fuck your fireworks.
Fair. We did, big yawn. We did at home fireworks one time, and a malfunction happened and the box tipped over. And it was like the last 3 of them that shot right towards us. And everyone had run. Except my dad, dude, was just like standing out there full dad mode, just like barely leaning over and then also looking still, and just fireworks just whizzing past him. I swear it was like a movie, dude. It was so sick.
That's the worst too. It's like people want to try to see where the fireworks are going, but it's like all you need to do is probably just like turn away at the
Yeah.
very least, or just get in the fetal position and look down. But like people are always like trying to dodge the fireworks. Like, dude, worst thing you could do.
He made it look cool. I would have got smoked. Number 2 in the most overrated draft, I have getting drunk. There's
You
nothing
fucker.
wrong. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with throwing back some beers and getting even a nice buzzy going. But there's really just no point in getting just hammered. And like especially like there's a lot of people once they're hammered, they're just mad uncomfortable to be around. Whether they're angry, like too goofy, like get kind of sus, like I don't know.
Yeah.
Once people are too drunk and they're out of their element, it's like if you can't have a good time without all that, what you doing?
That's the thing around our age, because like obviously that's about all we did in college for the most part.
Yeah, college
like
is different.
you go through that, but like there's people that still get fucked up now and they don't know how to act. It's like, dude, you're almost 30. It's like if you want to drink and get fucking hammered, just know how to operate yourself.
Yeah,
and it's fine. But it's like the other reason is hangovers, because this was on my list too. It's like I can't be hungover, and it's like I can't just sit around anymore and go with the flow. I got to take care of a kid the next day.
Yeah, and then I don't even have a kid, and my next day is just erased.
Just awful. Yeah, it's like you know what? I'm just calling this one in.
And I hate throwing up. I absolutely hate throwing up. So
it's the absolute worst.
I probably was gonna take drunk number 1. I don't know why I didn't, but
no, that's
boom.
Yeah, that's a good pick. It definitely makes me have to think outside the box, because that was going to be on mine. My number 2 pick, though, I can't believe I missed it because it was all the way up on the top. So I'm glad you didn't get it. Is working in the office.
Oh, yeah, especially since COVID. It's like if people being able to do their job, like work from home, is only to do with like discipline and work ethic. And if you can do that, you should be able to work from home.
And it's like a bunch of old bums that are stuck in their ways, and they think it's like, a lot of the times I do enjoy going. I go in 3 days a week. I enjoy seeing people, because like when I was completely working from home, I was in a job that I didn't do like Zoom calls or anything a lot, so I felt very distant. But like as long as you're like doing meetings and stuff, and you're staying in communication and contact, it's like bosses know if you're working or not based
100%.
on your performance. So it's like, I don't want to go in the office. It's not needed. I don't want to share germs with anybody. People are ripping them in the bathroom while they're peeing, and it's a ton of uncomfortable.
Nothing makes me that. Oof.
So working from home.
Fuck the office.
Yeah,
love that.
Fuck it.
My number 3 is gonna be pumpkin flavored things.
You son of a bitch. I wasn't going, I don't think I was actually going to pick that, but it was like on my list. So like, I'm kind of surprised that even though this is so broad, we both have this.
I know. I fucking hate when October comes around and people start jizzing their pants over fucking pumpkin flavored stuff.
They started like in August.
Dude, it's not even that good. Like pumpkin beer, like no, like like I don't know. I like apple pie over pumpkin pie. I like any other beer over pumpkin beer. I don't like pumpkin seeds, I guess, are okay, but like I'd rather have sunflower seeds. It's like
you know what it is. People get really hype for fads and trendy shit. And it's like, oh, I'm gonna be cute. I'm gonna go from wearing my fucking cutoff and short jean shorts to wearing all my oversized shit with my fucking little pumpkin latte and stuff.
Yeah. And
it's like you said, I used to love pumpkin pie, but I think as I grown up, it's like I just kind of I don't know if I had a piece of pumpkin pie, in the last holiday season. So
people try to make it like an experience now.
Oh, 100%.
So
and
fuck
hey,
pumpkin flavored
newsflash, everybody, summer's until like fucking mid-September. So
yeah, bitches calling my phone like I'm locked up nonstop. All right.
Oh yeah. All right, good pick.
I know.
So I got a bunch of good ones on here.
Now he's cocky.
I do now, but now I'm worried that we're weirdly on the same.
I promise you, the next one I say, you will not say.
Okay. I am gonna go with new iPhones.
Yeah,
Every time
that's a good one.
every time an iPhone comes out, like there's so many commercials, people are shitting their pants, and it's like, well, now that there was the big lawsuit against Apple about purposely making your phone shittier over a certain amount of time, you don't need to get a new phone.
No.
Like, I'm keeping my phone until it takes an absolute shit, because the only thing that's gonna I have new features on this phone. I got an 11 now, and I had like a 7 before. The only features that are different are that like fucking talking thing, and
Oh
you know,
yeah.
on a text. And I think I used that like for about half a second when I first got it, and after that, no.
Yeah,
So
I got the
don't need it.
12, but I got the 12 like 2.5 years ago, and I don't think I'll get a new phone for until this one breaks.
Yeah, you just don't need it.
Nope. So
I love
that.
iPhones. I love the
Yeah.
usability. It's easy, easy access, easy accessibility. That's what I'm looking for.
Easy accessing.
Assess me.
I'm a sis. So yeah, okay, good pick. So pick number 4. The one I said you weren't gonna take, I'm actually gonna take last, just because for the dramatic
Just in
effect.
case, yeah.
I mean, there's no way you're taking it. Number 4, I'm gonna say being right / winning an argument. A lot of times it's the extent you have to go through to be right to win certain arguments just makes it not worth it in the end, and then it just ends up being something. And that could be, with your friends, with your family, with your significant other. It's just a lot of times it's not worth the fight.
I'll tell you what. I think in my perspective, you have to pick your battles, because I've surrounded myself with people that will either give in, because like Sarah, just like she's either mad like that I keep going, because like she'll be like, all right, you're right now, and I'm like, no, you gave up on purpose. We're still going, and I know we don't agree, so let's go. And she's like, no. And then I have friends, we'll fucking go all night about some bullshit. Like, two of my buddies argued the entire night, and this was something that I wasn't in, but I would have, we've done this before. They argued all night about what pleated pants were. They went all night until they finally like found like their Google, and he was like, read it in a weep, you fucking bitch. And then after that, I think it just, like, again, it just depends on who it's with and whatnot. And like, he was okay with it afterwards, and it was like, I was fucking wrong, but like, I will argue about anything and as long as it takes, unless or until I'm proven wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to win.
Yeah, it is. But I definitely get what you're saying, because a lot of times it can bring moods down. Like if you're with a group
Exactly.
of friends, and you're just like going.
Yeah, there's always that moment where the arguing of like, oh, I'm gonna make a good point, then they're gonna make a good point, and then it all of a sudden just gets like personal, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I really don't want to lose this. Like if we're
Yeah.
we're doing this now,
Yeah,
and by
but
the
like,
time it's over, you're just like, well, I don't even want to hang out with this person anymore.
yeah, 100%. No, so that is a good one, and that was your 4th pick.
Yep.
Okay. Dude, I feel like there's so many good ones on here, and I only have 2 picks left. My 4th pick is going to be being famous. So,
Yep.
not rich, obviously. I think if you could be rich without the fame, I think that's ideal, right? Like everybody's like, oh, I want to be an actor, I want to do this, I want to do that. Like my goal in life would be able to do this and make, what if we made $100,000 a year from this, which is obviously a fucking stretch, but that would make us not extremely recognizable to people, but we'd make a living off of it. Like,
yeah, that'd be cool.
That's ideal.
That's
like,
a good vibe.
Fucking people still murder themselves, because it's like you have to put life in perspective, and people are still people, and they deal with what they have in their position. It's like, oh, they're all famous. It's like, dude, they don't control their own lives if they're an actor. It's like they have to do this and that, and then they have no privacy. So
no
it's like
privacy. The paparazzi's everywhere.
Yeah, and so I wouldn't want the fame.
100%.
I'd be such a good famous person though.
Yeah. You would
No.
be. No, you'd be the cutest little guy.
Yeah, with my little doorknob.
Yeah,
That's how I'd be famous. Is I got my little my dongo chopped off. Just
you have
balls.
your little doorknob penis.
Yeah. How'd you get famous, sir? Want to see?
You want to see? Is that a popper?
It's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you. It's gonna sear into your brain. All right, so that was number 4.
Yep. Good transition. Um. All right. Cool. Last pick. Got it right where I wanted to. I got Derek Jeter.
Okay.
Um. Not as a sex icon because he has that baseball diamond of just model girlfriends he's been with. So like, shout out Derek Jeter in the sheets. Guy's a legend. But on the field, dude, people try to kind of, I think a lot of Yankee fans and some people try to make him out to be a lot better than he was. Where, like, he won, like, I think 1 ring, maybe more. I think he only won 1, though. No, he won 2.
No, I think they might have had a back to back or even like so. I just watched that Derek Jeter thing. They might have won like 2 or 3 between like 97 and like 2002 or something like that. But then he won another one in like '07. So he's got like anywhere between 3 and 5.
Yeah, but was he the best player on that team in
That's
any of
exactly
those
what I was
years?
gonna say. They got so Alex Rodriguez was always like jealous of everything that Derek Jeter got, but it was because he was on Yankees and he was winning. Once Alex Rodriguez got traded, nobody like they knew that Derek Jeter was a captain, but he wasn't better than Alex Rodriguez.
No, and like his most patented Derek Jeter thing is his jump throw. But then
Mm-hmm.
if you look at his like defensive metrics, he has like minus like 76 runs saved for his career. Like he's not a good
Yeah,
fielder.
yeah. He had a couple rough seasons for sure,
And
and
his
like
most home
overall,
runs in a
yeah,
season is what? Like probably like 25 homers in a year or
yeah.
something.
I'd like to see what's his. I wonder what his career batting average is.
I bet it's like
Hmm.
315. I bet it's like a right around 315 where it's like it's really good, but like all he really did was hit for contact and he just happened to win.
Well, of course, batting average is 310.
Yeah, so even
Yeah,
lower. I
so
gave him too
he
much credit, you
he
fucking
went
doorknob.
which for today's MLB would be outrageous because people only hit for power now.
Yeah,
I think Derek Jeter was awesome, but you know a lot of his fame comes from being on the Yankees and winning early too, and because
100%.
he's hot.
and that don't.
It don't help that it don't hurt him that he's hot.
It don't hurt him that he's hot for
It
sure.
ain't hurt. Derek Jeter, Hunter's 5th pick, overrated. So I man, I always get fucked up on my 5th pick. So I was gonna pick a person, right? And I'm running this stuff by a couple things by Sarah earlier, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna say this person. She's like, should you though? And I'm like, why? Why not? She's like, well, it's kind of mean, like knocking somebody down.
Yeah,
And the only reason I think in the sports world it works, it's because that's what it is. It's competitive. To where in the music world where I was gonna go, it is competitive, but it's not like there's not a top spot that people are like
yeah.
tangibly reaching for, you know? So I was gonna say something there, but I am just gonna go with something. I've said my distaste for this before is fucking French bulldogs.
Yeah, French bulldogs. That's a really good one.
Yeah,
They're like $6,000, and they just go.
way overpriced. They can't breathe. I don't even think they're cute. They don't look like what they're supposed to be because their noses aren't supposed to be that bashed in. But it's
No,
from the breeding process over the last 100 years or whatever. So
they're all fucked up.
yeah,
Who were
French
who were you who
bulldogs,
were you gonna say?
Beyonce.
Oh, that's controversial. That would have probably not done your list very well.
Yeah,
I
and
feel you
that's what
though. I
that's what I
feel you
like.
though.
In my thing about I'm not trying to be mean, right? Because Beyonce's got the most Grammys of all time or whatever. I think she just got that not too long ago because she's obviously amazingly talented and everything. But it's like I personally know maybe more Rihanna songs, and Rihanna is starting to get to that status too up
Yeah,
there. It's like if there's two people, it's them, but. So that's who I was towing the line with, and it was going to be controversial for sure. And I know I was going to not get some votes because of it, but I didn't do it. So French
Yeah,
fuck French bulldogs.
Instead, fuck French bulldogs. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll put those lists up and see what happens there. Hopefully, I can, get a little bit of dopamine in my life and win one.
Hey,
That'd be
you
sick.
need it. However,
I do.
yeah, we'll see. What I'm 6-0 so far. Again, we got all these vague topics coming up, so I think that'll be something going
Yeah, I got
forward.
a chance. I think I'm gonna make a run here, but
Your setup, you look like you could be in Euphoria, and you picked it.
I am. I'm so happy. No, that's Utopia. No, that's Euphoria too. Euphoria is a state of happiness.
Yeah, it is. Okay,
I'm happy when I'm with you.
Yeah. Oh, dude. All right. Well, we're gonna end the episode there. So, love you.
All right, love you. Bye.